Welcome back to the True Geordie YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And the internet's biggest alpha male, Andrew Tate, has gone and got another case against him. This is the same alpha male who, by his own admission, was penniless until he convinced a group of women to strip on webcam for him and give him the money. Because nothing says alpha male like needing women to earn the money for you. Am I right, guys? Nope. That just doesn't add up, that, does it? Exactly. And that's pretty much what the Romanian judge is going to say, I'm pretty sure, after all of this shit is taken into account. Now, just to bring you up to speed on the current cases Andrew Tate was facing before this new one, there was the original Romanian case, which had allegations of rape, human trafficking, forming a criminal gang, and that consisted of 7 victims. There was the civil case in the UK, which transpired after a criminal case was completely mismanaged by UK police. They didn't know what they were dealing with in Andrew Tate, and now these victims have come forward and made allegations of rape and other things, and there's 4 of them, where one eyewitness said she's seen him rape another girl. She was in the room with them, and these rapes would allegedly be like, he'd be strangling them till the blood vessels burst in their eyes, they'd pass out, and he would continue having sex with their unconscious bodies. And just to give you a quick example of some of the evidence from one of these cases, there's audio voice notes from Andrew Tate left on the phone of one of the alleged victims. Now, the lawyer in the case that I have had on my podcast verified, I've heard the voice notes on the phone. It's an old phone, as you'd imagine, and I've seen the text messages on the phone. It proves that it is authentic. This was way before artificial intelligence, and it is the voice of Andrew Tate.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I loved how much you hated it. Turned me on. Why am I like that? Why?
Whilst we were having sex, he put his hand on my throat and strangled me until I lost consciousness. But he was still having sex with me when I kind of came back around again.
I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get by me. Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or would you rather you didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to? That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this planet.
And then the next day, one of the whites of my eyes had gone completely red. Apparently, that's kind of common in domestic abuse cases where there's a lack of oxygen in your brain. So your blood vessels start bursting to kind of try and get the oxygen there.
Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't pass out.
But he kind of kept saying, I own you. You belong to me.
Just take a look at that. That's the message he sent her. I'm not going to read it out, but you can see what he says there. Those words. Now, there's also a separate criminal investigation from the Bedfordshire Police in England, who have had allegations of rape and human trafficking again by at least 3 women. And the lawyer I spoke to, who was operating on behalf of 4 of the victims, had said that he had been contacted, and he was being deliberately vague as to not to give away the number, by between half a dozen and a dozen other women who did not want to go to trial, because obviously that's a very brave thing to do, but also shared very similar allegations to what all of these other women have said about Andrew Tate. So just in these ongoing cases, we've got 7 in one case, at least 3 in another, 4 in another, and then the lawyer's been contacted between 6 and 12 other women. Now, in this new case in Romania, which I would assume came as a result of further investigations after the original allegations came through, we've got more allegations of forming an organised crime group, trafficking minors, human trafficking with new victims, sexual intercourse with a minor, money laundering, and influencing statements, which is obviously putting pressure on the previous victims to stop their allegations. And despite some silly people online claiming that these arrests are the result of him talking about controversial political subjects, this has been going on for a year. They've been looking into this because it was actually listed in the original indictment a year ago. Influencing statements, trafficking minors, human trafficking. It was all there. They knew this was coming, which is why they always manage to trick some of their fans into believing the Matrix is out to get them, because they'll deliberately say things that make it look like, see, I told you this was going to happen. Dude, you know you're being investigated for this shit. Of course you knew this was going to happen. But sadly, some of these gullible fanboys will just believe what he says because they really want it to be true. Now, the reports coming out of Romania right now are that there are 30 30, that is, new alleged victims in this case, including 2 minors. And look, I'm just reading this up online. This isn't my opinion. It's not my knowledge. This is just what I'm reading that's coming out of Romania. But it is really bad because apparently Andrew Tate is accused of having sex with a 15-year-old girl. And again, this is just alleged. We do not know if this is true at this point, but fuck me. It just gets worse and worse and worse with these lot. And according to some investigative journalists online, the 2 girls, both aged 16 or younger, were both employed on OnlyFans webcam by these guys. So this is a statement I've just found from DCOT, which is basically the FBI in Romania. I've run it through the translator and fucking hell, man. Basically, they've said that he got a 17-year-old he forced her to perform sexual acts in order to produce pornographic material and distribute them on various websites. The valuation of this would have been over $1.5 million and were obtained through criminal activity, which the defendant appropriated in full. It was also noted that starting from December 2020, he repeatedly had sexual relations and acts with a minor victim aged 15. It also says here to hide the human trafficking money that he was making between December 2023 and July 2024, the defendants purchased 4 luxury cars in the name of close people at the same time in an attempt to prevent the discovery of the truth. They took actions of cleverly intimidating nature and acts of corruption against injured persons and witnesses in order to induce them to not give statements or to give false statements in this file. Also, it mentions that 2 other people were basically helping destroy evidence. So as the DCOT were doing their investigation, these guys were getting rid of the evidence. I've pinned this guy years ago. I was probably the fucking first, in fact, online to put it out there that this guy was a bad dude. And that's why he hated me, right? Because I seen right through him. But to see where it's gotten to see how famous he's gotten and how much people have sucked this guy off and how a little bit of research the whole time, it was all there. Not one podcaster has an excuse, by the way. Not one. But fuck me, this is so bad, man. It's disgusting. And my heart goes out to the women involved, you know. I really fucking feel pretty fucking bad. Really bad for them, you know, fucking hell. You know, the maddest thing is I made a joke about this fucker that got me cancelled, and obviously I was a fucking idiot for the way I phrased it, but just to see the way everyone turned on me back then, at his instruction, ironically, to see it that this was going on the whole time and that everything I was saying about him was bang on, and to see that, man, it's just fucking, it's even worse than I thought. So yeah, my heart goes out to these people, right? They've been through fucking hell, and God, we thought there was what, 7 plus 4 plus 3 or more, maybe more that was speaking to the lawyer. Now we're talking 30. Just like, where the fuck does this end? Like, people spoke out about R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein and all that. This guy online, he's a fucking hero to some people. It's fucking insane, man. The world's mental. Like, it's just absolutely mad. So let's see what Tate had to say about it.
Where's the evidence? This is your chance. This is your chance to renew it. There's no evidence.
You are okay?
Yeah, for now. Kids don't know. Guys, ask them for evidence. The first file, no evidence. It was all a lie. Ask them this time where the evidence is. This is the most crazy. They have no evidence, no proof. They've just made up a bunch of shit. They're lying and they're desperate. This file is more pathetic than the first one. Christ is king.
Apparently this file is pathetic, according to Andrew Tate, and there's no evidence. So here are the case files of the Andrew Tate case. There are apparently 75 volumes, with the majority of them being about the evidence. And these case files include audio messages, text chats from their devices that show coercion, threats of violence, exploitation. I mean, how much more do you need? There's a lot of paper there. To some people, that's nothing. That could be anything. They could have written that up. That could be not. Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you want me to dig a little deeper? I'll dig a little deeper. No problem. Now, I don't know about you, but nothing says innocent to me quite like making a course teaching young men how to do the thing that you're accused of. Brilliant, brilliant. Introducing the PhD program, where he explains how he's an expert on all male-female interactions. I've had over 75 girls work for me, and he basically explains how all of his webcam studios he owns, 50% of his employees were his girlfriend at the time. None of them are his girlfriend, right? That's all part of the sell. That's the whole part of this lover boy method of you get them to fall in love with you. Then you exploit them. As he says, yeah, my job was to get women to fall in love with me. Literally, the biggest self-snitcher of all time, this muppet. What did I learn in this job? He's never had a job in his life, just to be clear. Like, the guy is allergic to hard work. Ironic for a fucking alpha male. Like, everything's been a scam, basically, from day one. That is my skill, to extremely, efficiently get women in love with me. That's it. And no one else on the internet is teaching this. No one. Well, that's because you're a fucking idiot, mate. And the other ones who are doing it are probably keeping their mouth shut. But this is the thing that we've seen on so many Netflix documentaries about egomaniac psychos, and some of them are murderers, some of them aren't. But the point is sometimes they're so proud of their crimes that they can't keep their fucking mouth shut from it. And it is always their ultimate downfall. We've just never had one who's been singing it from the rooftops, telling everyone what they've done, and people have ignored it because it was actually more valuable for them to get traction on views than it was to actually look at the guy and go, well, fuck me, he's a piece of shit. Some of these lines are absolutely brilliant, though. If you're happy touching your own dick, this power is not for you. This guy is so corny, man. It's hilarious. So what exactly do you get with the PhD program? Well, I'm glad you asked, because you get how to text women, how to build your social medias to pick up women, the best first dates to bring women on. I mean, it just is so cringeworthy the more you read up on this shit. And he mentions here he's had some girls for over a decade, meaning he's retained that loyalty. And that actually comes into some of the people who've spoken out for him, denying that he is what he is, because they're still under his spell. He's still controlling them all these years down the road. And you'll remember how they've been charged with forming an organised crime group. Well, I'll let you be the judge of whether or not they've done that while listening to Andrew Tate's own words.
We're two huge fighting brothers with women naked on the internet who own casinos, who drive around Bucharest, Romania in over $2 million worth of fucking supercars. Everyone's afraid of us. And if anyone did piss us off at any point, even if we didn't want to fuck them up ourselves, we can make one phone call and they'd either be in a ditch or lose their any right to stay here. They'd have some visa issue and get kicked out the country, or arrested for no reason and put in a jail cell for months at a time.
It's very handy that he's good with making one phone call, because that's probably what he'd be getting when he's locked up again.
We are basically as mafia as you can get. So I guess I'm mafia. I didn't mean to be.
Just happened.
Oh, well, I never intended on being an organized criminal. How do you end up being mafia? And
imagine.
If you are competent in every single sphere.
You're the most incompetent criminal there's ever been, bro. Rule number one, don't say anything to anyone. It's literally like, we're basically as mafia as it gets. And here he is admitting to some of the other stuff he's accused of.
I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house and make me money. That's what I wanted. So I was a pimp in that sense.
So yeah, on corporatate.com I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree. My MO was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich. So that teaches everything I know from start to finish about not only getting girls, not only obtaining them, but retaining them. 10 hours of me explaining everything I know from start to finish from my career as a webcam pimp.
And that basically explains so much of what he's accused of by his own words. But yeah, there's just no evidence, is there? I mean, I just wonder how the detectives will put a case together. It's going to be hard.
I want a virgin wife at 16 who's going to obey me. That's what I want.
You know, you said it looks like I'm in a teenage girl's bedroom.
Yeah.
To some people, that would be an insult, but to me, I find that quite flattering, to be honest. You know, like, that's exactly what you'd expect.
I'm fucking all these 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America. 18?
It's 18 usually. You get married at 16.
All right, in Romania, 16, sorry.
The guy literally dropped himself in at there big time. How many times is he going to do this? It's mental. And after all these new allegations have come out, for him to sit there and say 15, and then, oh, sorry, what is the age again? Like, literally, mate. He looks terrible.
When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we felt whatever, we're in love.
And look, he's dropped himself in it again there. Look, and could he have miscounted? Possibly. But fuck me, this looks unbelievably bad. And he actually smacks the shit out of that girl in the video, clearly to control her, to put her in a place, and all of those horrible tactics that these pimps use. Until this day, she's still defending him, saying that they're just good friends, and she is clearly still under the spell of this man, which is why he used her to be the one to bring the other women in under his wing. And here's Tate explaining why he moved to Romania.
I lived in Romania and I explained my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a fucking rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want. I like being free.
So just to be clear, not a rapist. He just likes being able to do whatever he wants without the fear of repercussions. And the irony is, at the end of it, he says, I like being free. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it, because it's not going to last much longer, son. Oh, this guy's a weird one. Yeah, this guy really is weird.
Let me tell you something about this cigar. It's like taking the virginity of a really beautiful woman. I get to have this experience and no one else gets to have it again. It is a little bit better, but the real pleasure is in the fact that somebody else would love to have this, and I get it. That's why this is good.
That makes sense. I'll give you that.
I met her in Poland 4 or 5 times. I took her out. Virgin, 18 years old.
Yep.
Beautiful girl. Now you've seen the picture. You know what she looks like. What do you think? 8.5, 9?
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, smoking. So I took my time. Time and words had to be wasted. Did all the bullshit I usually do. There was no hard close on her. I left, gave her a big kiss, said, I'm going to miss you, etc., etc. Flew her to Romania. The first 2 days I spent with her in Romania, I purposefully, hear me out, John, chess. Ready?
It's the fact that they think they're so smart that makes me laugh.
For the first 2 nights, I booked a hotel for her. And my assistant drove her to her hotel every night. I kissed her on the couch. Tasha, she liked me. She was into it. Georgiana's here. She's taking you home. First 2 nights, took her home. Third night, her flight was at 7 a.m. Baby, you may as well stay with me. Chess. Set up. This is what it takes to fuck 9 out of 10 virgins.
But it's this weird obsession that he has with virgins. It's just odd. Like, I've never heard another lad just talking casually in a group of mates be like on and on and on about virgins. This guy is obsessed with them.
And this is an argument no one but me ever says. Every woman was a virgin once.
This is so fucking weird.
Listen, if you get her before she's fucking sucked everyone's dick, if you get a girl with a body count of 0, you could turn her into a good girl.
This girl had a body count of 1. I had taken her virginity. 2 of the girls who were at that party, I had taken their virginities. So I took this girl's virginity.
I think he likes virgins specifically because they won't know how shit he is in bed. They've got nothing to reference it from. That's why he's so obsessed with them. This guy's actually maybe even sadder than Tate because he's just Tate's brother. No one even fucking knows his name. He's always references Andrew Tate, I'm brother, you know, the one with the hair plugs. No one fucking knows you, bro. And yet you're going to get the same sentence as your brother. That's how dumb you are. At least he gets all the credit.
I asked around to my other friends and my classmates who were also 15, 16 at the time. And a couple of them also told me they received messages.
So I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a fuck. Not about me.
It was a pretty well-known fact that he had kind of a network of young girls.
And there's a girl giving her own account of him outreaching to her and finding out that not only had he done it to her, but girls in her classroom had also been approached by him. How can anyone fucking defend this guy at this point? Like, this is insane. But remember, there's no evidence.
I have to fuck her so she obeys me. I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me. So I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
I don't remember James Bond getting the Bond girl and going, right, love, now can you hop on a webcam? That wasn't really how the movies went, mate. You're not James Bond. You're not a British spy in Romania. What the fuck is this idiot talking about?
When I watch a Bond film and I see him basically pimp a bitch, to me, that speaks to my heart. I've been there.
It's very confused about what Bond was about. You get the girl at the end. That's the sort of, she's mine now. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. That was kind of the thing. He wasn't pimping anyone out, actually. Here is a quote from The War Room, which is a really pathetic course that Andrew Tate set up, which I did a video about about a few months ago now. And, you know, it turns out it's actually worse than what I gave it credit for. I thought it was a bunch of idiots, you know, trying to sign up the courses on how to talk to women. But there are actually people in there giving advice on how to break a woman's social circle down. After that, it becomes a series of gradual steps to remove her entire support structure from her life. Then we punish her for transgression, real or imagined, by having her our name tattooed on her, leaving her family's home, apartment, town, country, webcamming, stripping, walking the track for us, getting us girls, escalate, escalate, escalate. I mean, that is the step-by-step of how these people operate. And the fact that he's training other people makes it even worse. So this is the transcript of a chat he had with one of the victims from the first Romanian case, where she initially says to him, I do not want to do webcam, in block capitals. And he claims to also not want that. I'll never ask you. So don't worry about it, he says. Later in the chats comes the way he convinces them that that is actually the best solution, because he says, I'm going to be very busy. So if you had some work to do, it would be good. Plus, you'll make a lot of money. And I won't let you have a normal job where men can see you in real life. No way. On screen, I don't care. TikTok is better than a nightclub where men will try it for real. Obviously, TikTok might mean OnlyFans here, where they've purposefully being careful in the way they describe their business. He then goes on to say, I own you. You'll never be around real men again. You'll never go out alone again. Never. If you want to make a lot of money, do TikTok. If not, I'll give you money. But often I have big problems in business and I'm busy. It would be good if you make 10,000 a month for yourself when I'm busy. Why not? But it's your decision. I mean, he's really making it her decision when he's piling the pressure on here. Now, she replies, I can, but I can also find other activities to do and other ways to make money. But as you said, sometimes you're busy. At least we'll sleep together every night, right? He says, no, it won't be every night. You can do anything for money as long as you ask me first and as long as no other men are involved. He's really limiting her options here. You do well to submit to me, he says after that. And then after a period of time, it would appear that she actually goes through with it, because he then sends her a message saying, you made me very happy yesterday. She says, that's all I wanted. I was a bit shy. I couldn't believe what I was doing. The girls made me drink before we filmed and I smoked. I was very stressed, but I'm glad you're happy. Then it was worth it. And this is exactly how he convinces them to do what he wants them to do, as he said on his own fucking videos. And actually in other messages to the same girl, he actually says to her, you need a few slaps across the face. Don't dare to question me. The slap is coming. So, you know, he was threatening her as well. And this is how he actually gets the money off of the girls, because they obviously don't realize how much he's taking.
Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. But you need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax, because girls are lazy and girls are stupid and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. So control element. Secondly, it allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, but we had to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. If they say, why is it 50-50? Because I'm the one on camera, you say, because I'm the one typing, I'm the one with the property you're working in, I'm the one paying the bills, the electricity, I'm the one who's, and the electricity and every other maintenance cost of this property, I'm the one who bought the equipment, I'm the one who knows what he's doing, I'm the one with the knowledge, I'm the da-da-da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up, go online.
And basically that's how it works. And ironically, he said, I'm the one typing, because he was sending the dirty messages back and forward to the men online. So he was having sexting with men online, pretending to be a woman. And this is your alpha male, by the way. That's just fucking weird. I don't know about you, that's just fucking weird. So at this stage, for those who are still supporting Andrew Tate, there is no defense, right? You're literally supporting the abuse of women. There's too much out there for you to stick your head in the sand and act like this guy's your fucking hero and all of that shite. I'm not having it. And as for people like Piers Morgan, who consistently has him on his show and pretends like they have a little back and forward, meanwhile, he's just delighted to have all of the views that Andrew Tate brings. You have no excuse either, mate, because you've got all those fucking researchers in the back who could tell you everything and more than what's in this video. If you continue to platform Tate, you continue to support him. End of story. Oh, and there's Candace Owens as well. Let's not forget her, who her husband is very close with Andrew Tate, which is why she defends him on a fucking daily basis. You're selling your souls, and you expect people to take you seriously. How are people going to take you seriously when this shit is all verified and this guy goes down? The internet should remember the people who stood by Andrew Tate as much as Andrew Tate himself, because this has all been out here for fucking years now. And as for Tate himself, let's take a look at what he has to say about the idea of him going to jail.
Do you think you're going to go back to jail?
I've never thought about that.
Okay.
Which may sound strange to people.
Really?
Considering I'm in the middle of a court case. But I don't think it matters.
I think he thinks about it every single night. I'm not even exaggerating there.
Prepared to go to jail, prepared not to go to jail, prepared to live, prepared to die, prepared to walk, prepared to swim. If I go to jail, I go to jail. If I don't, I don't. What am I supposed to do about it? I don't understand. I'm not a coward. I'm not going to run. If God decides I should go to jail, then I'll go to jail. It's fine. I've got a pillow. I've got a bed.
Just not bothered, are you, mate?
I don't care. I mean, if you're suicidal, dying isn't a punishment.
That's
so if I'm not scared of jail, then go to jail is not a punishment. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm Andrew Tate in jail. I'm Andrew Tate outside of jail. I'm glad I'm me. I mean, I'm at the point now where we have the dichotomy of making me a legend by sending me to a jail or making me a legend by showing that you tried to set me up.
You're kind of in a win-win right there.
Oops. So they lose.
Did I just win by saying I actually kind of want to go to jail? I think I just won there. I mean, this is the twisted logic of a very desperate man here. This guy actually just compared himself to someone who's suicidal. When someone is suicidal, they quietly go about their business in setting up their own death and make, no noise about it at all because then people would stop them from doing it. This guy is the opposite of someone who's suicidal. He never shuts up about the fact that he's innocent. He talks every single day about how they're going to put him in jail. He never shuts up about it. He's the most bothered a person has ever been about going to jail. And the difference is this time it's getting fucking serious. This time, big jail sentences are looming, long-term jail sentences. And for a man who basically risked his entire life and his freedom for fame, money and everything and cars and all that comes with it, to end up in a fucking shitty little jail cell with a damp bed, crap food, and no one giving a fuck who he is because it doesn't matter now anyway, just him and them four walls. I can't think of a worse scenario for someone like Andrew Tate. And the Hard Man Act doesn't fool me one bit, just like the original act never fooled me one bit. But look, maybe some of his fans are still supporting him even after all of this. I don't know how that could be possible. All I can say at this point is my heart goes out to the victims. I hope they get the justice they deserve. To everyone who watched this, let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the True Geordie YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.